The college football experience, Dantabase top 25 in college football talk episode on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5, get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCE SGPN. And remember, as always, folks, too, let it ride.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Dantabase top 25 edition in college football talk episode. YouTube.com/the college experience. Get on over there. Hit that like and subscribe button. What up, Muddy Waters howling in the background? It's been a minute since you gave us a good howl, buddy. Look, excited to talk college football. We got a lot of crazy stuff happening within the sport, and we do our Dantabase top 25 rankings, which if you've never tuned in, it's a different way. It's the way that I think you should rank teams based on road wins and not the previous, like you shouldn't have set in stone what the previous week was. You should start fresh each week, in my opinion, on who should be ranked where. We will get to that, but first, you're probably wondering who the hell's talking to you. My name is Colby Swigga, Dantabase Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
Very healthy. Always healthy when there's ball to talk. Yeah, we delayed the show 30 minutes because there was someone lit a sparkler in Albuquerque. So wanted to make sure it wasn't a bomb headed for us.
Was it in Rio Grande?
Yes. Was it in Rio Grande? Oh boy, don't get me started with those fucking morons. Anyway, I am joined by my co-host. We'll cover that on the FCS show. I am joined by the former staffer at Austin Peay with the Governors, South Carolina with the Gamecocks, and West Virginia with the Mountaineers. Give it up for Ryan McIntyre, aka Moneyline Mac. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? Yes, happy Monday, new week in college football. It's gonna be a good week, man. I'm excited. Let's go. Cheers.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight. Shout out to Daquan the Great. Vandy 8-1 to make the playoffs. I mean, if that isn't free money, right? If that isn't free money, put the pisser on the way out, bringing home the title. We know it. Buddy, look, there's a bunch of shit I want to talk about, but first, did you hear the Hokies will be raising $50 million? I know we kind of touched on the reaction show, but now it's been like reported. Okay.
Yeah, Bruce Arians is involved.
This is why, in a way, man. Yeah, Bruce Arians, former Virginia Tech Hokie himself. I believe he was the roommate. I believe he shared. When you first show up to school, you get the random roommate, and I believe it was Tiki Barber and Rondé Barber's father. That was his roommate at Virginia Tech. Played on the both of them played on the football team, but. He coached at Temple. He coached at a few of other, obviously with the Arizona Cardinals, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Tampa Bay Bucks. So getting that involved, but man, $50 million. The one thing that I think is great about all of this, man, these, in a way, I know a lot of hardcore college football fans like myself, some of them got turned off by all of this shit. I think it was needed. Like, you see Carolina going all in football. You see Duke kind of, I know that Carolina and Duke necessarily aren't lighting the world on fire, but they're paying way more attention to football than ever before. Virginia Tech, for whatever reason, they were kind of cruising. Really, from what I understand from a few articles I've read, for like 20 years, they've been kind of cruising. Even when Beamer, even like they just weren't running it like a lot of the other schools, their athletic department. So in a way, like all this realignment shit that I truly hate, and I align with. I don't have a huge problem with Texas and Oklahoma in the SEC. I have a problem with Texas always being bitches, but I kind of think they kind of fit that blueprint to a certain extent. Whereas I have more of a problem with the Big Ten and those teams, and then that forced the hand of all these other conferences. You got Northern Illinois in the fucking MAC next, or in the Mountain West next year. But I also think like maybe these teams needed seeing Virginia Tech throw $50 million into their athletic department per year. I think it's refreshing because I think they were just kind of cruising. They were kind of cruising, and they're fearing that they're going to get left behind. And I think it's fun to fucking watch all this shit, whether it's SMU, whether it's TCU, whether it's Texas Tech, whether it's whatever. Where you at with the Hokies? I know West Virginia is another one with McAfee and everybody throwing money in there, and then you got that billionaire dude in Arizona that owns the
and Kendricks. Yeah.
I mean, where are you at with the Hokies? And I wasn't that surprised because I was puzzled that they were broke, because I don't think they were really broke. I was like, wait, I've been to that university. But your thoughts?
Well, yeah, especially because we talk about it all the time. Their presence in the Nova area, the Northern Virginia area, which is a very well off area part of the country. So we knew they had money. It was just a matter of when they were going to get involved, and it finally feels like they're going all in. So I'm with you on conference expansion with the Big Ten ones. That sucks, just having the coast to coast with the Rutgers UCLA games that we make fun of. At least Texas and Oklahoma are geographically in the Southeast,
and like Texas used to play Arkansas and A&M like every year in the Southwest Conference. So like there's a little bit more, it fits. All the states touch, you know what I mean? So it's like it fits a little bit more. Shout out to Matt S in the chat. He goes, so I have some lightning delay conspiracy insider information.
Oh, no.
My in-law works the Notre Dame video board, and their official rule is it has to be a delay if there's a lightning up to a 30-mile radius. You know what? You're not the only one that told me this, Matt. I appreciate this. I said this on Saturday Night Show that somebody messaged me. What the fuck game was it?
30 miles?
Dude, that's what I'm saying. So the NCAA law says, I think what the NCAA does is by 8, and that change, it went from 6 to 8. But I believe that does not stop the universities from thinking, like the universities have and I think, dude, I honestly think they're doing this because, I mean, I don't know the Clemson angle, but I'm saying like, cause I don't even know that Lightning was ever in the area.
Yeah.
I maybe because Clemson needed the momentum shit. I mean, I remember losing a bet like 3 or 4 years ago, Iowa State Cyhawk. Now I think they actually had real lightning because the game was delayed like 20 hours. Right. But I had money on Iowa State, and they were whooping their ass before the lightning delay. And then like 12 hours later, whatever it was, somebody could look it up. They came back, and Iowa ends up stealing it in front of like no fans because everyone had left it was like at midnight, and I was so bitter that I lost money on that. But I do believe they're using it as a strat. It's just impossible. That's why I want to get a weatherman on the show. Someone gave me the name. I forgot to go back to the episode and look it up. So someone's got to hook me up again, but I would like to get a weatherman on the show. Cause I just don't think it's possible to have that much lightning unless this is a fucking like the apocalypse.
I saw a video this weekend. I forget the guy's name. He's over at Barstool. He basically just went off, and he was like, I am so sick of wagering on games. And then midway through the second and third quarter, there's a fucking fake lightning delay. Then they come back. Nobody wants to play. Nobody wants to be there. There's no fans
Well,
there.
you ruin the home. Like there's many strategies here. Like Clemson, let's put on our tinfoil hats here.
Yeah.
Because I pulled up Google. Google didn't have any lightning there. They had lightning in some of the other spots where they happened. But if for Clemson's sake, they were getting their ass whooped by Syracuse. So I can see the strategy of being like, man, if you, we got some drizzle, we got some drizzle in
Columbia, South
in Florence, South Carolina, right? We could push this thing a little bit, maybe give them a heated pep talk, but we might lose our fan edge. But at that point, you're like, well, fuck it, all the fans are here. We're getting our ass kicked. Yeah. You know, like the Iowa State one is worse because the Iowa State one, they were dominating. I believe it was in Ames, if memory serves me correct. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, Reed Timmer, or Reed Hall. Somebody, okay. Mac, can you please take a screenshot and send me this right now? Because the chances of me going back and watching myself, I know you guys think I have a big ego, but I don't really watch myself. I do have a big ego, right? That's the only reason why why the show exists. But you know, I
got it pulled up.
I don't go back and watch myself, believe it or not.
I just texted you the guys.
What are the odds Bruce Pearl goes back and watches himself?
Love you, Bruce Pearl.
Oh boy,
on a hell of a career. Hilarious 15-minute walk-off video.
That's ridiculous. Look, I'm sorry, man. I want to root for the guy, and like I disagree with Wilbon's shit, but
clown.
A 15-minute video. Your ego is on the fucking moon, dude. God, you act like you fucking cured cancer. You know what I mean? Like
that's what makes these guys great, man. They think that they walk on water. It's hilarious. It's all these Power 4 guys. They think that they're Jesus. It's funny.
I had to watch it because I was fascinated that he kept. I was like, no way. Like after the first, dude, I thought it was ridiculous. Like a minute in, and then I'm like, wait. I didn't dawn on me when I clicked on it that it was going to go 15 minutes. Yeah. And then I'm like, wait a second, when the fuck is this wrap? Then I'm like, this guy's a maniac. I just can't believe no one at Auburn thought like, dude, I don't know about this. Let's keep it short and sweet. You could do a video, but the whole thing I thought was
3 minutes.
You're a sociopath, dude. Like you where is your self-awareness for a guy that's never even won like a natty? Like I would understand it maybe more if it was like John Wooden, where he's just so renowned throughout sports, or Tom Brady. I would even understand it a little bit more. But even with that, I'm like, oh my God, man. He's meant. I love how he brought up being a politician. Watching that video, I was like, oh fuck, this guy is like, he's it's perfect for him to be the politicians we've seen. Yeah. Terrible for our country, in my opinion, on politicians, because that's the worst part is like they all love each other. Like I bartended at a place in LA where I got Bernie Sanders in there. I got fucking every former president, Schwarzenegger would come through. And a lot of times they would come like into my, like I was bartending and I know it was like, they wouldn't sit at the bar, but they would come sit at this booth right by where I bartended. So like, it was a very kind of like intimate setting. So like, dude, to hear these people, I just feel like they're so in love with themselves. They're so in love with themselves. Bruce Pearl, you're going to fit right the fuck in. You're going to be fit right the fuck in. Unbelievable. Shout out to Cody Fraser, who resides in Alabama. He's definitely going into poly. I mean, why retire this late in the season, right? Or in the off season? You would think if you loved Auburn that much, which he quotes in this video, Auburn University, I'm going to keep my family down here. You've been the greatest thing for me. And it's like, well, dude, you're kind of fucking them over by leaving on September 20. The season starts. Yeah. That's like if Tuberville left for Ole Miss. I know it was the other way around, but August 20th, you know what I mean? Like right before the season kicks. Hilarious video there. I still wish him the best because a lot of, I just thought, what an ego, what a fucking ego. I do have a great ego. I need to get to that level. How the fuck do I get to that level? I just need millions and millions of dollars.
millions of dollars, baby.
I'm trying my best to get to that level, but I just can't. I can't get there, man. All right, look, this is a comedy show, folks. This is an entertainment show. Yes, we just happen to know the sport really well, and we give out winners. But do not ever get it fucking twisted. This is an entertainment fucking show. Now, having said all of that, I think it is only proper for us to take a minute of airtime here to honor the life of the great Sean Clark, who was a head coach at Appalachian State. He played for Appalachian State. He also coached at these other stops: Eastern Kentucky, Kent State, Louisville, and UCF. Just 50 years young. He was the head coach of Appalachian State just a year ago. Was coaching at UCF, offensive line coach. Seemed to be very liked in the industry. I never got a chance to meet him. I did go catch a game once at App while he was the sitting head coach, but I would like to send our love and condolences to him and his family, and may God bless his soul. But let's take about 5 seconds here. All right. Rest easy, coach, and thank you for your services. Being a part of college football, I say that. I know that we use that for the veterans as well, but much love to him and his family. Terrible situation there in Orlando, and I hope they can all persevere through it. Anyway, as we transition, I think it's only proper now to read an ad, right? Folks, let me get off this because that's just kind of awkward. But would like to say that the college football experience Dantabase top 25 episode is brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on football and everything else. All right. Their prop builder is second to none. And their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. You can easily deposit, get lightning fast payouts using crypto. So head on over to mybookie.ag and use our promo code TCESGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. That's mybookie.ag, promo code TCESGPN. We're also brought to you by NoVig. Yes, NoVig is America's #1 sports prediction market. And since NoVig is an exchange, you know you are getting some of the best prices in the market. NoVig is available in 35 different states. Download the NoVig app and get $50 off get $50 when you spend $5 if you use the promo code SGPN. So get in on the action with NoVig, promo code SGPN. All right, let me jump past. There's no way to transition out of that, but I think it's important to talk about, you know, it was a damn shame. The guy is a good football coach. He has a winning record. I know things didn't work out at App long term, but he still took them into College Station, won a game, and played at Appalachian State in the 90s. And yeah, our love and condolences to him and his family. There's no good way to transition out of that besides having his school that he was currently coaching at, the UCF Golden Knights, ranked at number 25. And Cody Frazier, the Dave Sharapan news we will get to on Wednesday. He was a friend of ours, but may he rest in peace as well. But Wednesday's show, we will try to set something up for that because we are hurting from our friend there, Sportsbook Consig there, Dave Sharapan, may he rest in peace as well. But we will address that more on Wednesday. I had that planned. I didn't want to do both the same episode. I try to. It's an entertainment show. You try to be uplifting,
yeah,
or drunk, one of the two. But look, at number 25, I have Coach Clark's, I guess, former team, the UCF Golden Knights, the very Golden Knights. It's no longer called Central Florida, Mac. Scott. Yeah.
Don't watch our show. They'll get offended that we call them the very, very golden shiny Knights, baby.
Yes. Look, you know, this is a team that if you caught the rankings a week ago, I did. So 2 weeks ago, I had them in. They had a bye week last week, so they were not in. And this week they're at 25. Mainly, I mean, I know they beat Carolina. That's not like a great win, but if you're judging this the way I'm judging this, where, Power 5 wins mean something, road wins are just through the roof there. Even though I know UCF has yet to do that, but I had them at 25 because they are undefeated. So there we go. They're at 25. UCF at 24. I had the Navy midshipmen. That win at Tulsa looking a little bit better. Looking a little bit better, Mac, after the Golden Hurricane flushed the toilet on Mike Gundy's career, perhaps in Stillwater. That is. Where are you at with both these teams? Because I feel like UCF and Navy, they're still there's not nearly as many undefeated teams as there was a week ago. So that's why you could definitely make a case saying, well, why the hell a team with a loss should be better? But I also think winning on the road, there's only so many teams with road wins that are still undefeated, and Navy happens to be one of them. But has Navy looked the part to you? Do you still think they're a contender to win the AAC and perhaps make the college football playoffs?
Yeah, I do. And they've already got 2 league wins. So they're just a step closer than the other teams in the AAC. But that win at Tulsa was impressive looking back on it, but win by 3 scores. So in UCF, I didn't think we would have them ranked at any point this year. So shout out to them. They were dominant, or they've been dominant at home. And they kicked Carolina's ass start to finish. Scott Frost does not lose games at UCF.
Yeah, I mean, quite hilarious because I thought they were going to be kind of shitty this year. I thought, I
don't know how
we'll
good
see.
They are.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to tip my head too much about, but shout out to Navy at 24. At number 23, I have the Indiana Hoosiers, and I mean, I don't know that you can have a more impressive performance against a Power 5. Maybe. Is that the most dominating Power 5 win of the season? I'm trying to think right now.
Yeah.
Maybe what TCU? No, I mean TCU, UNC. TCU could have done it, but they didn't have that "fuck you, Signetti" mode. Like I feel like Sonny Dykes called off the dogs because I was at that game. Like I was actually at that fucking game, and I felt like Sonny Dykes was like, you know what? All right, we're up 40. Let's wave the white flag a little bit here. But Signetti, no, there is no white flag in the RSL. He's like, you know what? Fuck you, Bielma. Part of me loves it. But the Hoosiers have yet to hit the road. If you're wondering why, a road win to me means everything in college football. It's when you really learn about your team. I mean, yes, you can learn from home games. Indiana looks good, but they don't have a lot of meat on the bone besides that. Just Old Dominion and Illinois. The other ones, not real good wins. So at 23, I have Indiana. Do you think that is the best win, like Power 5 on Power 5 dominance this season?
Yeah, but I don't think it's really close. I mean, to win by 53 and just to completely run it up, classic Signetti. They asked him at the presser today about Iowa. He goes, "It'll be a more challenging game than the last one we played."
Did Brett Bielema, like, what did he do to, like, why is there animosity, or is that just natural Signetti? He doesn't give a fuck, but he's given Iowa respect in a way.
Yeah,
but
he don't give a fuck. They're gonna get beat this week though.
You know what it probably is Signetti's a Saban guy. Yeah. Kirk Ferentz is a Saban guy. Kirk Ferentz was on the Brown staff. Yeah.
He's so cocky. It's fucking great for the sport.
Dude, it fucking is hilarious. But yeah, the only other one that comes to mind would be TCU Carolina. I'm trying to think of an ass whooping so bad between two Power 5 schools. Because even like Stanford BYU wasn't that bad. I'm trying to think. It's got to be that one. It's got to be that one. Like I mean,
well, and who they beat too makes it even more impressive. Illinois is like blowout proof. I never could see an Illinois Brett Bielema team getting blown out like that.
Yeah, and shout out to Julio in the chat. Indiana is way better than 23. I think you're probably right, but this is criteria based. This is not opinion based. And I think that's the problem with the AP top 25 is it's once you do the preseason ones, you're stuck into that because you voted for that. So you kind of hit copy and paste and then kind of adjust accordingly. I think you should look at it freshly every single week based on what have you done. The logic from the start of the AP poll never made sense to me. Back in 1935, I wasn't alive, but once I figured that out, I was like, yeah, this is pretty dumb. I think they're better, but we'll find out. If they beat Iowa, their first road game, then I think you'll see them probably in the top 5 or 10 based on the criteria I use. At 22, I got the Maryland Terrapins. Well, I mean, how the fuck do you put Maryland above Indiana? Well, because they have a road win against a Power 5 team. I think that's really the reason why. I mean, let's be honest. Maryland and Indiana's non-con was both a fucking joke. We think Illinois is going to be good. We don't know that. I mean, Wisconsin does suck. We do know that, I think, but it's still a road win, which I value more. That is why Maryland is 22 and Indiana is 23. The Terps, no way to sustain this, right, Mac?
No. I see Bally Fat Six in the chat talking all this shit. Maryland sucks. Good win this weekend. Enjoy it while it lasts. Wisconsin's a dumpster fire. My God. But hey, man. Go in that environment. I mean, that's still a hard place to win, even though Wisconsin is abysmal and they're on their backup quarterback. But hey, Loxley and company for this week, they get in the top 25.
They deserve it right now. I mean, dude, like I
won.
said,
it's all you can do.
Well, to be honest, they've dominated almost every fucking game. Like I consider them. I lost money taking Maryland against Northern Illinois and IU covered. But I never felt like that game was in reach for Northern Illinois to win. So I feel like they have dominated every game they play. Now, was the non-con a complete fucking joke? Yeah. But a lot of these Big Ten, Penn State's doing it too. Indiana's doing it. You know, why are we blaming just a couple teams? You know, there's a bunch of teams that do this shit every year. Ole Miss last year. All right, at 21, I got the Washington Huskies. They got a road win in Pullman, and boy,
I can't believe they cover that game.
Oh, dude, I was just looking at the contest for Westgate that we're in. I had that one in there, man. That one is rough. That one's rough because
7-point game with
that's a rough beat, man. That's a rough beat. That's a rough beat. That's a really rough beat. Washington though gets their first road win in a rivalry game too, and to win in the way they did. Jed Fish, who knew he had a little bit of Signetti in him too. Just a dickhead play. It's like bad enough you guys have just crippled by you moving to the Big Ten. You just completely crippled Washington State. Your in-state battle, your in-state rivals, but you're supposed to kind of still like appreciate the fact they're there in state, right? You know, just the fact, and you know, 120-year rivalry, and you just up and shit on them. And then bad enough in front of their home crowd, you're just going to score 40 in the fourth or whatever it was. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, I kind of like it. I think it's healthy for the rivalry and to a certain extent. But anyway, Washington at 21. At 20, I got the North Texas Mean Green. They're 2-0 on the road. 2-0 on the road. Now it's been dicey, Mac. Both their road games.
Yeah.
I thought, you know, it's funny. I was watching their first road game was at Western Michigan, and that road win looks a lot better now because Western Michigan stuck it to the Toledo Rockets this past weekend, the preseason favorite in the conference. You know, I have a 9 TV setup on my Saturdays, and sometimes if you're not paying attention, like especially, so I keep the audio on 1. I can't do it like, who was it? Fucking Beanick that was telling me he puts the audio on like 3 TVs. Somebody was telling me they do this.
I do too for audio.
Yeah. Pass me the shotgun because I'll blow my fucking brains out. It's just too much audio. I can't do.
Yeah.
So when you're watching certain games go into overtime and you get sidetracked, I was watching that game against Western Michigan go into overtime on mute. And then I like a play happened in another game. So I must have stopped paying attention between that and I think maybe like I don't know. My wife asked me to get something for my son or some diapers, some shit. I don't know, but I come back and the other team had, so I guess an overtime had happened and they had the ball again because it goes reverse. So like you can get the ball twice in a row. So I thought the game had ended on a score by Western Michigan. So I turned it off.
Yeah.
Cause they scored. I'm like, oh, they got it. I can't believe they pulled it out. And then I find out that North Texas wins later in the night. But dude, it's been dicey, but they've had major leads in like every game. They have a hard time hanging on to them. But what are your thoughts of the Mean Green, man?
I'm high on this team, man. This team is talented, and that win that they had at Army, I know Army's not as good as they were last year, but that's still they never win that game. They never even come close to winning that game. And for them to blow the lead and then still find a way in overtime, I've been impressed with Eric Morris and company here. Yeah,
me too. Going out and basically hiring Sam Houston State's defense. Shout out to AOD giving us $2. You're the fucking man. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I have North Texas too, and honestly, I had a hard time ranking them because they have more road wins than almost everybody in the top 25.
Yeah.
But I was like, how much do you really value? Like Western Michigan just got their first win. Like Army is sitting there at 1-2. They lost to an FCS. So how do you value that right now? Do I think Army will be a bowl team? Do I think Western Michigan will be a bowl team? I think both will probably be bowl teams. But right now,
win, so
that's what I'm saying. That makes it really hard to gauge, though. Where do you put North Texas?
Yep.
It was actually, I think, probably the hardest thing for this whole top 25. That and maybe another team in Texas we'll talk about in a second. At number 9, teen.
Rocco gets started this year.
You know what got me was slide 9.
Yeah.
Slide 9, number 19. And that is the Ohio State Buckeyes. They didn't play anybody, but guess what? Texas continues to win and Ohio continues to win. So they actually moved up one spot from last week based off of the competition that they've played, winning games, which is, I think, how the system should fucking work. I don't think I'm crazy here. I think that's actually logical. Like we don't know how good Texas is. We don't know how good Ohio is or Grambling. But the more that they win, the more that will help the resume of Ohio State or the next team or whoever, next up, you're not going to get me GBO Farms. You're not going to get me, brother.
He's been in this.
You're not going to get me, brother. All right.
Some funny ass shit.
You got to get more clever. That it's got to be a Wednesday or Thursday night a Wednesday or Saturday night because those are the nights I get drunkest. And that's how you hook me in. Yeah, that's how he hooks me in. At number 18, I got
soberish on Monday.
Yeah, this is, definitely. I had one old fashioned at dinner, but at number 18, I got the Houston Cougars and Willie Fritz. The Colorado win looks better. The Rice win looks better. That's why they moved up, I think, one spot. Next up, we got number 17, Georgia, the Georgia Bulldogs. They didn't play anybody. But the Tennessee win over Syracuse looks better.
Yeah.
So the win against Tennessee looks better. That was the logic on the Dogs. At number 16, this is, I thought, the second hardest. Texas Tech Red Raiders. Okay, so you have 2 Power 5 wins, or one of them has no wins. And I don't even know if you should classify them as Power 5 anymore. But since we did it with Cal, who's no longer in the top 25, I had to stay true to doing it to Texas Tech. So Texas Tech has 2 Power 5 wins, but they got a gigantic road win against a team that's 3-1.
Yeah.
But the problem is Pine Bluff and Kent State are so fucking bad. They're a really hard team to actually like. They break the system that I put together on my spreadsheet here. Is like, I don't know. Like, part of me was like they should be 24th, but then I'm like that win was awesome. Yeah. It was a dominating win, one of the best road wins of the season. But I have been 16. Your thoughts on the Red Raiders thus far?
Extremely impressive. Money bought a good team here. They're good in the trenches. They're good on defense. And it seems like maybe a little quarterback controversy like it always is in Lubbock. And back to a couple of the other teams we just passed over. We'll find out more about Ohio State and Georgia this weekend too. I mean, they have monster games. Ohio State going out west for the second time ever in the new Big Ten. Last year they lost at
Oregon.
Now they got to go to Washington. That's going to be a hard game. And then obviously Georgia, Alabama. We know Kirby struggles with the Tide over the years.
Yeah. Like personally, I think Texas Tech is better, but let's be honest, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Kent State are probably two of the worst opponents that anybody could play. Yeah. What's worse, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and Kent State, or Texas A&M Commerce and Kent State? Because that's what Florida State did.
I know. Now they're paying you to get into your favorite topics.
Oh, Rob Donaldson. This is what happens, huh? These people know I'm crazy, huh? Rob Donaldson giving us $20. Rob, we're supposed to be paying you, brother. But I'll take your money. All right. I'm not one of these guys that says, hey, you know what? You bought me that last beer. I'll buy you another one. No, I just said, can you buy me another beer? I'm fucking around. But Rob, he says you can only get rid of one: targeting, dome football, or weather delays. Which do I pick?
Oh God.
Well, at least no. This is a clear, easy answer, right? Well, to me, the weather delays, at least the games happen.
Yeah.
At some point they happen. So that one doesn't make me as angry as the other two. Targeting and dome football. Honestly, I think the worst thing there. That's tough. That's fucking tough.
It'll suck.
I just think the targeting act needs reform. Like targeting, if you're like Andre Waters was a safety for the Eagles back in the day, it was a true asshole, right? Like he would spear you so fucking late after the play. And it was very, as someone sitting watching on your couch, you're like, this is hilarious. But he was an asshole. Like he would try to put you like in the grave. So I tend to think that there probably should be a rule for players like that. Yeah. Where like we talked about that Pitt Boston College game where that guy just goes completely out of his way to try to wreck that dude. And I'm like, okay.
That
was like 5 seconds after the play. He's just trying to blast him. Highly entertaining in my opinion, but that rule should probably be there. Playing football indoors should never be there.
Never.
Honestly, you can go down a rabbit hole on this shit. I mean, the irony that the Chicago Bears and shit. The George Halas, who's very responsible for the National Football League, was very anti-dome. It's just disgusting. It's just disgusting what we've turned that league into. So the answer is the worst thing here is dome football. But the one I would get rid of would be dome football. Yes. The other ones can stay, I guess.
I was out yesterday watching the NFL and the Charger Bronco game was on and somebody like made a comment. I was like, that fucking stadium sucks ass. They're like, what's wrong with this guy? You programmed me where I just started going off on how stupid all these domes are. And they're like, all right, that guy's got issues.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it
looks so dumb.
Yeah.
That the Viking Stadium. What was the other dome that just looks so stupid?
Dude, they all look fucking terrible. Like, honestly, if you want like a dome that actually kind of looked cool.
Saints.
I guess, but Yeah, I mean that one's. I look like a dick the more I try to shit on that one because they're like it saved 7,000 lives during fucking Katrina, right? It's well, I still say that's fine. It's nice to save lives, but what does that have to do with football? I would kind of say like the Kibbe Dome or something would probably be because it looks like a fucking airport hangar or something. It looks completely abstract. I guess I just think you should play it outside. The sport. I mean, and another thing, I don't know. We could talk for hours on this. I could go down the rabbit holes that probably you don't even want to fucking. I guess you pay me $20 though, so I guess all right. You want to go there? We can go there. Colby, we pay you to do this podcast. Why was it 4 hours long? Well, Donaldson gave me $20.
And then I went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, but the episode's not supposed to be 4 hours long. Yeah, Northern Michigan's a pretty good answer. But yeah, just football shouldn't be indoors. I love play like the first thing growing up in the Northeast. The first time it rains or snows, we would call all of our friends. And to me, like if you were lucky enough to play in pads and helmet, and everything, and it rains, it was awesome. Snow, awesome. But just in general, everything to me, like I had a day a couple weeks back where it was, maybe it was 2 weeks ago or something where it was actually kind of like a chilly day somewhat. I wouldn't define it as cold, but it was fall-like. It's just something about the air. You breathe it in and shit, and you're like, God, I miss being able to call up my friends or go play football right now. Instead, I got to go talk to Mac, right? At some point I'm like, God, this is torture in a way because you can just smell it in the air. You smell it. I just want to fucking tackle somebody. But yeah, that's my answer. Is like I just believe it should be. I mean, the sport was created to be outdoors. It's there's a whole thing called arena football, right? And it's completely ridiculous, right? It's like fucking Schwarzenegger's Running Man, right? There's a sport for that. All right. And 7 people watch that shit a year, right? Keep that. You can keep it. I don't give a fuck, right? Keep that. But to have the NFL destroy all these franchises and college football move into this bullshit is terrible for the sport of football, for the soul of football. For anyone that's ever, I mean, honestly, I could do a fucking 10-hour seminar. I could do a 10-hour fucking seminar on some of the John Madden, who, is like kind of the voice of the NFL in our lifetime, was very anti-dome. Why? Go listen to why. I mean, he'll tell you there's a bunch of clips on this shit. He pretty much shares a very similar sentiment with me. So, that's why I have Texas Tech at 16. No, but Texas Tech is a hard one to go with. Someone was in the chat saying Texas Tech should be way higher. I believe they're way higher. Like if you use what the AP currently uses, but I'm saying based on their resume, they don't really play it. They played one good game. Like they've played good in all the games, but they've played one worthy opponent because Oregon State is still winless. That's the logic.
And this is a reminder too that as the season goes, you have an opportunity to work this way out, work this thing out. You keep stacking wins, stacking road wins, you move up. So yeah, I mean they played one opponent. Oregon State hasn't won a game, and the other 2 were a joke. Yeah,
and shout out to Devin in the chat. He was saying, "Want to know who's the best road win right now?"
It might be
that. What's tough is you kind of got to base it on. Right now, you'd say, well, they're 3-1. That's the best you can do to win on the road right now. Would be a team that's 3-1, unless someone played week 0. So probably that. I tend to think Utah is still going to be a player in the Big 12 as well. But how are you going to justify putting any Big 12 teams over Tech? They have the best one in the Big 12. Well, there's a team called Iowa State that's played one more game.
Yeah.
And they've also gone on the road a couple they've gone to Ireland and Jonesboro, Arkansas. So that would be the logic. And they played one more game, and they also played a much, much more respectable FCS team. So there's that. At number 15, I have the UNLV Running Rebels. See, I don't want to place them here because I don't think they're any good, but they have 2 road wins. This is just based off my criteria. I was just like, God damn it. I'm putting UNLV at 15. But they have 2 road wins, even though it'd be shitty opponents. There's not many other teams in the nation that have that are undefeated with 2 road wins. And boy, did they pull it out their ass the other night. Dan Mullen and UNLV. Some are saying he's going to be the next Virginia Tech head coach. You believe that?
He may. I think he'd fit. He grew up in PA, so not too far geographically. And then what he's done at UNLV in 4 games. I mean, new roster keeps finding ways to win. You gotta
they don't always pass the eye test, but when you end up with wins, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Who the fuck they got next? I am so ready for this team to lose.
Who do they got next?
It's pissing me off.
They got next? Tell me who they got next.
At Wyoming. That has to be a loss.
I don't know, man. Wyoming's offense is so bad. It's got. You would think, though. You would think. Yeah. Enter the name. I'm an Iowa State fan, and they don't deserve being ranked over Tech. None of their wins look particularly good.
Iowa.
What? Yeah. What about Iowa?
Iowa's good.
I mean, I know Arkansas State looks like shit, but you still went on the road, right? And then you went to fucking Ireland, and you beat a team that, okay, Kansas State's probably gonna end up 6-6 or something. But I still think that resume. Do you guys realize Kent State and how bad Kent State is?
Yeah, they literally played 2 bottom FCS teams.
That's what I'm saying. Like Arkansas Pine Bluff is a terrible FCS team. Kent State is power ranked. I think Bill Connolly from ESPN had Kent State power ranked not in the top 55 in the FCS.
Yeah.
So, I mean, just to give you an idea of how bad the competition's been for Texas Tech and Oregon State. I don't know where you'd power rank them right now. I tend to think they'd be in the 100s, deep into the 100s. So.
Enter a name here. How can you say Iowa's bad? Iowa wins 8 games every year.
Yeah,
I don't understand why everybody's so anti-Iowa. They even scored on Saturday.
Yeah, well, you'll find out this Saturday about Iowa.
Yeah, when they beat Indiana.
Yeah, you'll find out. At number 14 is the Mississippi State Bulldogs. This is one where they have a road game at Southern Miss. That game, I think they actually went up 1 spot from a week ago because Southern Miss actually lost to La Tech, so that got worse. But Arizona State, their win against Baylor is what helped them jump up a spot, despite Southern Miss looking worse. At number 13, I had the Memphis Tigers, who just jumped up in this mix. And kind of the logic is because Ole Miss is a top 10 team, like I had them a week ago, and we're giving merit to them beating Arkansas, even though Arkansas was on the verge of taking the lead with like a minute and a half left or something. Memphis probably should have lost to Arkansas. You could have said, Ole Miss, if that receiver doesn't fumble, might have lost to Arkansas with a minute left or whatever there. But you have to honor the wins the same way, in my opinion. So that helps. They also have a road win, and they are undefeated, even though there's not a lot of meat on the bone. But they have that road win as well. So the Memphis Tigers at 13. At number 12, I got the Oregon Ducks. Quack, quack. See, this is another one where it's just the criteria. The criteria is so they have 2 Power 5 wins.
You were asking what was the most dominant Power 5 on Power 5 win? It might have been Oregon against Oklahoma State.
Oh no, so they have 3 actually. That's right, because Oregon State. It depends what you classify Oregon State. Yeah. Remember, they went into Northwestern, Lakeside, and got that dub. You're right. Actually, no, you're right. It's Oregon, Oklahoma State.
Oh, that game was
that was actually even more than
Indiana.
Yeah. So yeah. Shit, Oregon's 3 are so bad. What is the combined record of those 3 against FBS foes? Northwestern doesn't have a win against the an FBS.
Neither does Oklahoma State.
And Oregon State doesn't either. So they've played nobody who's beaten an FBS.
And now they got to go to Happy Valley on Saturday night in a whiteout. Good luck, Oregon. Good luck. I'm tipping my hand on all my plays this week.
Yeah. So you don't need to watch our Wednesday thing unless he benedicts these things. We're gonna get to number 11. The Texas A&M Aggies. They had a bye week, but you know what? During their bye week, Notre Dame decided to win a game, so the road win got better there. Oh, UTSA won a game. The home win got better there. Utah State continues to win, so the home win got better there, and that is why you see the Aggies at number 11. They host Auburn. That game's going to be fantastic this week. So yes, I have A&M at number 11. Do you disagree with any of those right there?
No, I want to see who you have above Texas A&M, because I think you maybe could be able to kind of move them up even more, just because, like you said, the teams that they have beaten are all pretty good and getting better. The Utah State win is looking better and better, and UTSA will ultimately end up being a good team as well.
Yeah. Shake Griffin. The reason why is because Oregon has 3 Power 5 wins. No one else really does.
Yeah.
So at 11 is Texas A&M. We're going to get to the top 10, but before we do that, I want to let you know the college football experience Dantabase Top 25 edition is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog's a great place to play fantasy pick'em. You can win up to 500 times the amount of money you enter. You can simply pick higher or lower in your favorite player's stats projections. And it's available for a ton of different sports as well. And Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5 and get $50 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code TCESGPN. So do that and let it ride. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Rhythm is off to a fantastic start for college football and NFL. And look, Rhythm just introduced a leaderboard with weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model that you build, and you could win $1,000. So what are you doing? Jump on over there. Use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Once again, SGPN25. Download Rhythm. Use the promo code SGPN25 for 25% off your first month. All right.
Chet's chippy tonight.
I like it. It's good. No, Shake. That's what I'm saying is like it's impossible to take some of the subjectivity out of it, but I try my best to do all of that. I think you can, but they do have 3 Power 5 wins. Like, if we're deeming the Power 5 to be harder than the Group of 5, which I would believe to be accurate, then I think you have to honor that. You have to honor that, because if you're given the same credit for Texas Tech beating Oregon State, then why should Oregon not get that same credit? You know what I mean? So that's kind of the logic there, if that makes sense. If not, I don't know. Have another drink. Top 10. USC at number 10. Can't believe those whores didn't cover.
Oh, that was ridiculous.
Fucking like an 80-yard touchdown.
Yeah, man. Because when we signed off late on Saturday night, that's how fucking late.
I thought it was a wrap. And I was like, cool.
Yeah, that would have been a great cover.
Well, the reason why I didn't have a personal bet on it, but I didn't realize that they threw it in the contest.
Oh, so they threw USC in the contest?
Yeah, those. So you're sitting there, you're like, I was going through it, and I'm like, because we're in like a pool with 3 guys for a contest, so I didn't realize that. USC at number 10, dude, they look good. They look good. Where are you at with the Trojans, by the way?
Good. I like this team. I'm really interested to see how they respond here, because they're going to get Illinois' best punch desperation spot after that humiliating game in Bloomington over the weekend.
Yeah. At number 9, TCU Horned Frogs. I mean, they went to Chapel Bill, which that win's not helping, but at least they went on the road to a lit ass environment and destroyed Carolina. And then obviously the big win against in the Iron Skillet. So that is the Horned Frogs at number 9. TCU a legit contender for the Big 12, Mac?
Yeah, but their schedule's brutal. I mean, that was when we did the preview, we loved this team. It should, with Hoover coming back, all the continuity, but they draw a bunch of the contenders. So yeah, I like TCU, and they handled the ACC in their non-con with those 2 wins.
Yeah, good point. At number 8, I got the Missouri Tigers. We Tigers. Look, I think this team's counterfeit a little bit.
They keep winning.
And they don't have a road game for like another month.
Yeah.
They still haven't played on the road. But man, I mean, I had to put them ahead of Oregon based on the teams they've played. Like Kansas has a good record.
Yeah.
South Carolina is still in, they're not winless. Even Louisiana is not winless. So, yeah, I got Missouri at number 8. At number 7, I got them Canes. I put Missouri and Miami. They're mirror images to me. Miami's played better competition, so they deserve. But neither of these teams have left their home stadium, which makes it really hard to fully gauge how good these teams are. I mean, Miami looks phenomenal. Let's be honest. We talked about this on Saturday. They look like the best team in the nation. Yeah. We will learn a little bit more about them when they hit the road, but they look dominant on the line of scrimmage on offense and defense. If they didn't have a guy named Cristobal, I would lock up them. Shout out to Dilly Daggers giving us $5. Went sailgating this weekend at Baylor. Would have never gone if it wasn't for this show. Appreciate y'all for really getting me into the sport. That's fantastic to hear that, man.
Let's go.
I mean, I think college football is like the greatest shit America has to offer.
Hey, by the way, speaking of college football being the greatest ever, if Florida State can survive this trip to Charlottesville this weekend,
big if.
Yeah.
Talk about a look ahead spot.
I know. When's the last time we got Miami and Florida State in like a top 5 matchup? It's been a minute.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man. I mean, that rivalry was so good when I was young.
Oh, so I mean, just ridiculous.
Yeah. That'd be good to get that back. In a way, I kind of want to root for it, but I also have memories of a Thursday night game watching Percy Ellsworth stop work done short of the goal line in Scott Stadium in Charlottesville, Virginia. Dude, the Canes, look, enter name here, but they haven't
played a road game.
Yeah, that's
a road game.
Just to go back to what I say on all of our Dantabase top 25 editions, winning on the road to me is the hardest thing you can do in the sport, right? You don't know if your team is any good, in my opinion. Like you're talented, but you just don't know until you have adversity and go on the road. That's why I believe the teams that go on the road, well, first off, I mean, I've done data on this. Like the teams that play the most road games normally lose. Like they're normally nowhere near the top of the conference. I called this out for a long time. Like a lot of those years, Alabama and shit went and Saban was waxing the, Saban was a genius at this. Actually, he would do the tough opening opponent in Atlanta. He would play like West Virginia or Virginia Tech or Duke. He played Duke one year. That wasn't tough. That one wasn't tough. But some of the Florida State in the game where Francois got injured, but they always played him in Atlanta, which was smart because he would have 90% of that crowd, and it would be honored as such a huge win. But he would never. They would play like 4 road games the entire season, and you'd look at certain teams. I remember one year Arkansas had 7, so it was like, how the fuck are you comparing the resumes? Yeah, it was like, but anyway, Miami, if they win on the road, will probably shoot up to number 1.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like that, they look the best to me. They have had I think Notre Dame's going to end up good. Another thing is Notre Dame has a losing record. Florida has a losing record. I don't think Florida's going to be any good. I don't think they are good.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, I'm assuming, will be good. South Florida, we know, is going to be a contender in the AAC. And Bethune-Cookman's terrible. So, yeah.
Yeah, they haven't. Their two signature wins are hype teams, Notre Dame and Florida, that have not been very good early in the year.
Yeah.
Beat Florida State at Florida State, you're number one. There you go.
Yeah, I think that will probably be the case. Who do they got this week? They have a bye, right?
They have a bye, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, they'll be 1 or 2 if they beat the Knowles up there in Tallahassee. I can't wait. No, they don't have. They don't.
How do they have the best resume if they only have played one team with a winning record?
Yeah, and they haven't played a road game.
See, this is once again the problem. I'm trying to take the subjectivity out of it, right? If, like, in theory, I agree. Like, okay, it could be there when you look at it in December. You know what I mean? Like, the problem is you're playing the game in your head. You're not playing it on what actually occurred. What actually occurred is Notre Dame is a loser right now by definition. Their record, they are a losing team. Florida is a losing team by definition. Bethune-Cookman is a losing team by definition. So what the fuck are you talking about then? I mean, in this version, I understand the way your brain is thinking, like the AP side of it, but you have to reprogram the brain to think like, hey, those teams don't have wins yet, or those teams aren't winning teams yet. So once they win more, it helps, as I alluded to earlier in the show, the teams that many teams were on bye. Who did I reference earlier that was on bye? But like their schedule, the teams on their schedule that they had beat one game, so they jumped up. So,
I forget who it was. Somebody went up one spot. I forget who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember either. Right? I could look, but I don't give a shit enough. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. I mean, Miami's looked phenomenal. I'm not trying to shit on that, but you can't honestly tell me you think Florida's going to be a bowl team this year?
6-6 at best. I don't think
with that schedule. No fucking way.
Yeah, I go 5-7.
Dude, they're 2-10 is on the fucking table. So then how's that going to look? How's that going to look? You're saying in your head you think Florida's good. But if they end up 2-10 like Florida State was last year, no one's going to honor that as, oh my, what a great win. Or you shouldn't honor it as a great win.
Yeah.
Notre Dame, we'll see. I think Notre Dame will be good. But they still have to prove it. They still have a freshman quarterback who's never won a fucking road game. So yeah. Anyway, at number 6, I got the Oklahoma Sooners. Look, they this one's so they have a road win at Temple. We know that's not a real lit environment, but if you're going to honor the criteria, I don't have a system based on what was Gus Johnson saying. Rice Eccles. This is the 18th loudest stadium in the nation, according to USA Today. We referenced that like 5 times. What the fuck was that, by the way?
Who are the other
subjectivity? Is that a Dan Wolken interview? Right? Just ridiculous criteria, almost as ridiculous as the Dantabase top 25. But Oklahoma, Michigan is 3-1. See, here's one where it works. Tell me Miami's schedule is harder than Oklahoma's right now, because Auburn's 3-1, Michigan's 3-1, Temple's 2-2. Right?
Yeah.
They've played 3 teams by definition that are not losing teams.
And they've looked good too.
And also Illinois State, news for you. They're a lot better than Bethune-Cookman in the FCS.
Yeah.
They would lay like 20-21 against Bethune-Cookman if they were to play.
Oklahoma's good.
Yeah. I mean, look, the road, you want to see a better road win than at Temple when there's 6 people there. But I'm just saying, like, if there's no way to, or I'm sure there is a way, but it would make this even more ridiculous. So anyway, 6 would be Oklahoma. At 5, I got the Ole Miss Rebels. Lane Train, man.
I can't wait for this game this weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. Shake Griffin. I believe it. I agree. South Florida's better than Temple. I agree. But Illinois State is a lot better than Bethune-Cookman, and Michigan right now Michigan, and Auburn right now, based on what we've seen, not hypotheticals, they are better than Michigan. I'm sorry, they are better than Notre Dame and Florida. Not hypotheticals. We're trying to take away the hypothetical because that's all bullshit. You know what I mean? Like you don't know until the game actually happens. But Ole Miss's resume is pretty solid, Mac. You add that Tulane win. Tulane has beaten 2 Power Fives, and South and they had a road win at South Alabama. Tulane did, and then you look at the Kentucky win and the Arkansas win. Now those teams aren't necessarily lighting the world on fire, but they're all right. 2 Power 5 wins. They haven't played an FCS yet. Georgia State was their week 1 opponent. So Ole Miss, what do you make of Ole Miss, man? Is this quarterback battle going to hurt them long term?
They need to play Ferris State over Simmons. I think he's the better quarterback, and the locker room seems to be responding as well. Have you caught the distractions off the field going into this LSU game yet?
I know you guys sent me this in the group chat. I did not. It's like my wife. It was my wife's birthday. Like we celebrated that over the past 2 days. So it's been a little bit tapped out with the, but what catch me up if Cliff Notes.
Lane Kiffin's daughter is dating the LSU linebacker, and she put out a video happy with the whatever smiley face. It decided to release it and announce that they're dating the week of the LSU Ole Miss game. And Lane just retweeted, "She will be rooting for the Rebs." Fire. Hey, we got a hammer Ole Miss this weekend. Lane put that out on his daughter's fucking Instagram. That was genius by Lane and the Kiffins.
That is hilarious. That is hilarious. I got to do a deep dive on that.
Only the SEC this shit happens.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean that's pretty fucking ridiculous. I gotta do a deep dive on that after. But my thing is, I don't know if Ole Miss, like LSU's offense looked like shit lately, but I don't know that Ole Miss has the guys to stop that offense.
We were talking about what the most impressive road win of the year. It was LSU after week 1, and then we saw what Clemson did since then. Now it's like, how good is LSU really?
Well, that's exactly. I'm glad you bring that up. That's my point. To Shake in the chat or the other guy calling me a clown, which oh good, but because he said respectfully, but no, if we're doing hypotheticals, we all thought 99.9% of people thought Clemson would be 10-2 this year, if not 11-1 or 12-0. They're sitting there at 1-3, and even that one win, they needed every minute of that game to beat Troy. I mean, come on, man. Like, how can you not see that and say we shouldn't keep it based off of, we should remove the hypothetical is my point. Anyway, Ole Miss, LSU. I can't wait for that game. What's that? Magnolia Bowl, baby.
Yeah.
Next up,
that series has had some crazy fucking games over the last couple of years.
Yeah. I mean, the storming. Remember that fucking security guard, that douchebag, fucking blasted some chick running on the field.
It's great. They beat Jaden Daniels. Dart beat Jaden Daniels like 63-60.
The level of asshole you have to be.
Yeah.
The level of asshole you have to be. Number 4, I have Iowa State, and look, part of this is they've played more games than everybody. That was part of the reason that and also they played a hard schedule. I mean, when you consider, like, I don't think Arkansas State's good, but the fact you went to Jonesboro and the fact you played in Ireland, I think that's impressive. Those wins, you know what I mean? Like, I know Arkansas State's trash, but you still went on the road. Why even put that game on the schedule? I'm not dragging you, brother. I'm not dragging you. I'm just, it's, look, dude, if you were here right now, I'd buy you a fucking beer. All right. I'm not trying to shit on you, dude. I'm just saying I'm trying to explain my logic. All right. Sometimes I guess I can sound like I'm shitting on you, but or shitting on somebody. But I'm just trying to explain the logic because I actually appreciate it when you question it in the chat because it helps me explain it, which I should probably be doing a better job at doing that. Because if you're confused, so I'm grateful for you, brother. We're good. We're on the same. I said,
we're always confused on this.
I'll fucking buy you a cocktail right now. You know what? Shay Griffin, DM me your fucking email. We're sending you a college experience T-shirt tonight, baby. All right, let's go. All right. Respectfully. And the other guy too. I appreciate that. I like being called a dumb shit too, though. That is fun. What was it? The gap tooth motherfucker is always a fun one.
Do you see this? I didn't know. God, Matt Campbell loves playing these G5 road games.
They're just asking for it, dude. We saw it at Ohio a couple years ago and they lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say, you realize you don't have to do it. Nobody else is doing it.
Iowa State's resume it's decent in my opinion, though. I think it's really good.
Yeah.
At number 3, I have the LSU Tigers. They dropped from 2 to 3. What? Why? Well, they played Southeast Louisiana, and Clemson continues to look horrible.
I know,
right? So that hurts them. That hurts that win. Also, Florida continues to look horrible. That hurts that win. Crazy logic. And I'm still giving them credit for number 3 right now.
Yeah, I mean that's still Clemson at nighttime is still a hell of a win.
Yeah. Hey, and Black Ace is 954. If you're on Twitter, DM me at the Colby D and at TCE or whatever. Just get a hold of me. Find a way. We're gonna send you another shirt or a shirt. I don't know that we've sent you one before, but if we did, we'll send you another one. Just because you two are the ones that stirred the pot, which I think was good. And I think it's good to ask questions, right? It's good to ask questions. Who the fuck am I? Good question. Next up, at number 2, they surpassed LSU. But you're saying, Dundee, what the fuck? What are you talking about here? They both have wins against Clemson. But Colorado beat Wyoming.
Yeah. And
Gardner Webb put up quite the fight against Ohio, who I do respect. Right? So to me, the resume, and let's not forget Temple is 500. So that was the logic on moving the Yellow Jackets ahead of LSU. And at number 1,
they're still there.
Oh, they're the only team that has 2 Power 5 road wins. 2 Power 5 road wins. And that is the Vanderbilt Commodores. Here's some piss for your face, folks. Stick it to GBO Farms. Shout out to Daquan, man. Daquan's the man. Giving us $10 after Georgia beats up on Bama. Vandy will beat Bama on October 4th. Then Vandy gets a bye week before hosting LSU en route to winning the SEC. Piss going everywhere. Oh man, that
I hope it happens.
That reminds me of like, oh man, my father once we lived in a house in Maryland, and our neighbor, his wife had already died. We never met his wife, and he had they had a special needs child, and she knocks on our door one day. I wasn't home for this. I came home while this was happening, and my father goes to. She's basically asking for help. And what was happening was her dad, who was very old, had kind of fell over and couldn't get up, or was having some type of health scare. So my dad goes in my dad runs over there to help this. He doesn't really fully grasp because of the situation, but he gets over there and the guy has been he fell in like I think he was having, I don't know if it was a heart attack or what, I forget, I'd have to ask him again, but they're calling the paramedics and stuff. My dad's helping him and he's relieving himself all over my dad, right? So if my dad's like old school, like picture, a lot of friends in the neighborhood have compared him to John Witherspoon in Friday, right? But my dad comes back and he's super pissed off, but he's like, God damn it. He's like, this fucking guy, piss going everywhere all over me. I'm trying to save this motherfucker's life. Right. It was just, that's what's going to be going on is what Daquan's saying is the piss is going to be going everywhere. It's going to be going everywhere all over. Right. Try not to be too pissed off, college football world. All right. We're about to get out of here, but before we get out of here, don't forget about
your favorite segment.
Oh yeah. And that is the Land Down Under, where we basically create bullshit. Welcome to talk radio. Welcome to all these shows that win Emmys and shit. Right? We create nonsense drama. It's completely subjective. Feel free to play the game if you'd like, but I'm asking Mac. And as the game show host, as your Alex Trebek, let the games begin. Let's go to the Land Down Under. I got music and everything. It's a little outdated, but let's deal with it. Welcome to the Land Down Under with Pick Dundee. You are in the Land Down Under with Pick Dundee. All right.
One episode of college basketball where we kept playing that fucked up music over and over again.
I don't know, dude. I mean, yes, it sounds familiar, but I can't.
Dundee and Moneyline McIntyre.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Noah Bean Flick. That was
Noah Bean Flick and Moneyline McIntosh. Go check out that episode if you can find it. Ready? Pop quiz hot shot to quote the great Dennis Hopper. May he rest easy.
Yeah.
The Land Down Under. Which one is most likely for next year? Arch Manning will still be playing college football, but not at Texas. John Gruden will be a college football coach next year. Or Lance Leipold will be the head coach of the Wisconsin Badgers since he was at Wisconsin Whitewater for like 20 bajillion years. Mac, what is the most likely thing here?
John Gruden. I think Gruden's going to be. He's put enough feelers out. I think that thing's going to get done. And he was on another podcast this weekend talking about how much he wants to coach in the SEC.
What do you think the odds are on the Arch Manning thing? I actually think there's a world. He was getting booed 2 weeks ago, and I'm like, Texas has fuck you money.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen everyone on the internet raving about Malik Washington, and rightfully so. He's been balling out for Maryland, even though I'd like to see them. I want to pump the brakes until he plays a little bit better competition, but I see flashes of why people are excited. But couldn't Texas, in theory, just like go get one of the best quarterbacks, or like Damon Williams, or?
Yeah, I'm interested. Although it's Arch definitely is not going to be in the NFL, so it would be him parting ways or them saying, "Hey, we're going to upgrade."
But why? Like, are you really going to like just throw away 2 years? If like, the guy is not good enough to play at Texas, based on what we've seen so far, to be the starting quarterback of Texas.
Yeah,
based on what we've seen, it's early, but I'm just saying, if they end up going 8-4, 7-5, or something. How do you're not going to feel great about your chances to win the next year, bringing him back.
No. And I mean, that would put,
if that was anybody else, they'd be like, fuck this, we're out.
Yeah.
We saw it. They had like Hudson Card or something, yeah. Right? If that was anybody else, they'd be like, dude, we got to get someone good. And there's a bunch of good quarterbacks, and especially if they lose to Washington or to Oklahoma, because they did exactly that and brought in John Mateer, you know? It's a good question to ask, but you think Gruden?
I think Gruden. I'm pretty sure Gruden's going to get a gig somewhere. Somebody's going to take a shot on him because it's going to bring a shitload of publicity and energy into your program.
Yeah. Shake Griffith saying, Dundee, yeah, Jason Eck.
Be great.
My only thing with that, man, is it would be great. He played there, so it fits. The shoe fits, which I always like when the player comes back to the team. But at the same time, that would be so brutal for New Mexico. They had Mendenhall. They were so excited about Mendenhall. And then boom, he flushes the toilet. And then they hire Eck. And I remember doing their radio down there and they were crushed. They were like, who is this Eck guy? And I'm like, no, I actually think it's going to work. You guys did good. But can you imagine another blow to that? Another blow to that. You're just like, oh man, it'll be tough for the fan base there. But at the same time, I love it when the player or, is coaching at his alma mater. So next up, pop quiz hot shot. I need to get that on the soundboard. Most likely to make the playoffs, Mac: Washington, Louisville, Kansas, or Tennessee. There you go, GBO Farms. I fucking put the vowels on there for you. Who's most likely to make, like, a percentage wise right here? What do you think the percentage is that would be the most out of those four?
Those top three are all pretty similar because they all have pass and they all have nice home games. Tennessee's not making it. That's the one I'm going to cross off. Shout out to you, GBO Farms. I'll go Kansas just because the Big 12 is
surprise. He goes Big 12, GBO. I go Kansas. They already beat West Virginia. And the way they beat West Virginia tells me they have the heart of a champion.
I'm sold. They're good. Leipold's got his best team.
But wait, couldn't you say if Tennessee just goes 9-3, they're well, I guess you can't guarantee that they're in, but they'll be on the fence of getting in.
If Washington beats Ohio State this weekend, their path is nice. Remember when we did that preview?
That's true.
I'm just going to take Kansas because of how open it is in the Big 12.
Yeah. I mean, Louisville, if they beat Pitt, Pitt always fucks up Louisville.
I know.
I think I talk about that in a second here. Look, what's the most counterfeit team of these four, Mac? Indiana, USC, Ole Miss, Missouri.
Not Indiana. Missouri. I'm going to keep doubling down on this.
I've been doubling down for like 4 years. Dude, it's sometimes I haven't done it much since having a son. But one of my favorite things I would love to do when I was in LA was like me and Patty C would just go get fucked up somewhere and I would just pull up the hate messages I would get and we would just laugh at the hate messages. Missouri fans were a big part of that 3 or 4 years ago when I shit on them. And then I shit on them like back-to-back years. They were kind of like the original UNLV in a way. But I think I would answer the same. You know what though? I think I'm going to say Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss's defense is the most questionable of these four, but Missouri, their offense, I can see that point. I can see that. They haven't
played a road game yet. If Ole Miss goes back to Simmons, I'll say Ole Miss.
I just don't believe that Ole Miss is ever that. Once again, I think it has something to do with ECU's offense, probably.
Yeah,
I don't buy them as a serious. I don't buy Mizzou as a serious contender either. And honestly, under Lincoln Riley, I haven't really bought USC as a serious contender. But this year's different, perhaps.
It's hard to buy Ole Miss as a serious contender ever, just because it's hard to take Lane seriously when he's tweeting at the LSU linebacker that his daughter is going to be rooting for Ole Miss, and he's always tweeting at SEC sororities. I fucking love Lane Kiffin. He's the best, but he's unserious.
Well, I also just think there's a ceiling on that offense. Like they play gimmick ball, dude. Like it works to a certain extent, which credit to Lane Kiffin, because obviously like Ole Miss he's got them at a level that really, I mean, I guess Hugh Strip Club Freeze had him similar, but it's hard to do that. And he did it at FAU. There's a little bit of credit that needs to be given to him there, but at the same time, they never beat teams that they very rarely beat teams that they, because they lack toughness to me a lot of times, but I don't know. I mean, I guess I could say that about all of these teams. I'm going to answer Ole Miss. Max answer in Missouri. Next, which G5 team is most likely to make the college football playoff? Mac, North Texas, Memphis, Boise State, JMU.
Oof, this is a good one. Give me JMU's already got a loss. So does Boise. I probably will stay Boise still, but I don't love it.
What?
The AAC's just got too many good teams. That's why I don't want to answer the first two.
Yeah. JMU is an appealing one, but they don't play a Power 5, right? Or they
lost to Louisville.
I mean the rest of the year. So they would be 0-1 there, but I don't know. I think you're probably right with Boise.
I'm looking at the odds.
You think Boise can run the table? That they don't look that good.
That's what I mean. But I don't think JMU is going to run it. I think JMU will get tripped up, and if they get tripped up and go 10-2, I don't think they're getting in. Who do they have as the odds-on favorite now? Is it still Tulane plus 425?
Yeah. Shout out to Robert Mayfield in the chat. Did you guys even play football?
Yes.
Arch is not going anywhere and has the right mindset. He's not going to give up because of the news cycle.
What if he's not good enough?
I was saying if it was on Texas' behalf. I wasn't saying he's gonna. And yes, I played a lot of football. I just didn't play at Texas. I wasn't good enough. And NC Nick and my uncles weren't. Well, I'll put it like this: my grandfather was not an NFL Hall of Famer, and then my uncle wasn't an average quarterback, and my other uncle wasn't a very good quarterback. Talk to me, Kramer. That's a shot at Eli Manning. But no, I'm not saying if like Arch will be driven. I'm not questioning the kid's character. I'm questioning if Texas is going to be content with a 7-5 season or an 8-4 season. And then you bring him back next year when you're sitting there looking at Oklahoma make the college football playoffs potentially with some guy they brought in on a 1-year deal essentially. And John Mateer, even though I know he's on a 2-year deal potentially. But you see my point is Texas has the most money. You can go out and buy anybody. You're just going to be cool with starting there's plenty of Randy Moss's son played at Maine last year. He was a good FCS wideout to a certain extent, but he ain't Randy Moss. You know what I mean?
There's only one Randy Moss. Hey, and real quick to wrap up this question right here, I just pulled up the college football odds. 5 teams in the AAC are between 4-1 and 8-1. Memphis, Tulane, South Florida, North Texas, and Navy. So, I think the AAC is just going to beat up on each other.
Yeah. Boise's probably the right answer as much as I don't think it's going to happen. By default,
they're 7-1.
Yeah. Justin Casey, me too. I still play.
Oh, yeah.
You might have heard my war stories of making a 17-year-old throw his lunchbox at a wall in Pomona, California, on their fairgrounds at the Tecmo Super Bowl tournament. And me and Patty C were definitely about 20 Jameson shots deep. One of my favorite stories ever. I made a guy throw his first off, the fact that he had a lunchbox mid-game in Tecmo Bowl, which is, you can just press a button and halftime's over. But he's like, it's halftime. And he pulls up his lunchbox and he starts eating the sandwich in his lunchbox as I'm just rip roaring drunk on Jameson.
Hilarious.
And then I ran the same exact power play. Patty C will know better than me, but I believe I ran the same play about 35 times in a row. And that caused him to throw his lunchbox at the wall and say, fuck you or fuck this. One of the two. It was very entertaining. Very entertaining. Cause he kept thinking I was going to pass. He's a younger kid. He's like, this kid's going to pass. I was like, nope. Yeah. Just going to keep running it at this motherfucker. Power. Then he would pick my play occasionally. And he's like, there's no way he's going to pick it again. No, I will. Right. I will call it again and again and again. Great time. Which first year coach has been more impressive, Mac? Tre Lamb at Tulsa, Jerry Mack at Kennesaw, Dow Loggins at App State, or Eddie George at Bowling Green?
I think it's Tre Lamb. Just been super impressed with just the energy in that program from the financial side, and to back it up with the win against the Cowboys for the first time since the 90s. Yeah, give me Tre Lamb.
Yeah.
They all been good, though. They all been good.
Max got Kennesaw ahead of schedule, I feel like. They probably should have beat Wake week 1.
I know.
Yeah.
I like Coach Mac down there at Kennesaw. Let's go, Mac.
Let's go. Yeah, of course. No, I think I got some music about that, right?
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight.
Yeah, dude, they do have a Tecmo tournament in Madison. And by the way, there's another one. There's another great Tecmo tournament story where the dudes from Madison came out to LA and we were drinking. I mean, this is, 15, 20 years ago or something, but I was out on the town and found out. Someone let me know that there's a Tecmo tournament on like Fairfax or it was La Cienega in LA, and we showed up. I mean, we've been drinking like all day, all fucking day, man. We showed up to this thing. Patty C passes out on the couch in the middle of the fucking thing, right? I met the God, by the way. I went all the way to the championship and lost in the championship to a guy named Brewdog. Brewdog writes Tecmo code. I met the God. Like he's the best Tecmo player I've ever seen, Brewdog. And shout out to Brewdog. If anyone knows Brewdog, this dude was fucking insane, man. Now, to be fair, I was extremely drunk and he was sober, and we did play one time sober after this, and I beat him. But I don't have any medallion. He took the medal home. He took the cash and the medal home. But I in Pomona Fairgrounds, I won that shit. Boom. Talk to me. All right. Help my, the whole chat's like, what the fuck are we listening to? Next up, which hot seat is the hottest right now? Jay Norvell at Colorado State after a very questionable decision to go for 2. Gundy at Oklahoma State, Sam Pittman at Arkansas. I think this is a good question. Fickell at Wisconsin.
Where's E? All the above. Gundy. And well, actually, what's the question? The hottest seat to get fired middle of the year, or hottest seat
the next coach that will be fired? How about that?
Okay, then it won't be Gundy, because I don't think they'll fire Gundy. It'll be a parting of the ways at the end of the year. Sam Pittman. The rumor is old Coach Petrino's been making some calls behind the scenes.
That one, I mean, who could have predicted that?
Yeah, that he's getting fired middle of the year.
What? It's just you're taking that gamble every time you put him on the staff.
Yeah, I can't believe he hired him.
Well, he could put up points, but at the same time, if it's like, I think my dog just vomited on the ground. Shout out to Muddy Waters. You're really being a part of the show here. No, yeah, I tend to think Pittman is the right answer. Push, but let me ask you this, Push, in the chat. Gundy played at Oklahoma State.
They're not going to fire him middle.
I think they'll show class and let him coach his way out. I'm talking about the next firing. I mean, he's going to get fired.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to happen in December. Pittman and Fickell and Norvell, I think is day by day. Napier. Yeah. Honestly, Doc, we had Napier last week in there, so
yeah, we already fired him.
I spiced it up with we didn't have Fickell and Norvell, I believe. We had Gundy, Pittman, Napier, and who else? I don't know, somebody else. Next up. Okay. Which week 4 upset? This is week 5 actually, so I fucked that up. But week 5 upset is most likely Virginia over Florida State Friday night, Scott Stadium. Pitt at that filthy Heinz Acupuncture Stadium against Louisville. Wake over Georgia Tech, or Mississippi State over Tennessee. Mac. actually in power rank all 4.
I think the order might be what's on the screen. Maybe I'll flip Mississippi State over Tennessee to 3rd. I think Virginia, because of the Friday night game and the look-ahead spot for Florida State. Pitt has given Louisville all fits all over the years, and then Pitt's also off a bye coming off the brawl, so they've had to sit on that. Me shitting on them for 2 weeks. And then I think Wake could pick off Georgia Tech and Mississippi State down there in Stark Vegas. That place would be rocking.
Yeah. I think that would probably be right. Mississippi State would probably jump over Wake. There's something about Robbie Ashford playing quarterback. I can't take it too serious.
Yeah.
With all due respect. Next up, how about this one? Which week 5 upsets more likely? This is Group of 5 edition. Georgia Southern at JMU, and Patty C will tell you Georgia Southern's given them fits over the years. Tulane at Tulsa, H.A. Chapman Stadium there. App State at Boise, or the Tops losing. Yeah, in what is that? What did I want to say? Is it Springfield? What's the town? Springfield, right? Yeah, Springfield. Yeah. Against Missouri State, the Bears. Power rank these now that we're having a good old fucking jolly old time over here on the college football experience.
I will go Missouri State 1. I mean Western Kentucky back-to-back road spot. How good are they really? Then I'll go Tulsa. Then I'll go Georgia Southern, just historically, and then App ain't winning at Boise.
Yeah,
it's the blue turf.
But App historically gets up for all these big ass games.
Yeah.
Does this qualify as the same level as all those other ones? Oh my god, dude! What is happening? What is happening, Muddy?
He's just throwing up everywhere.
Oh god. This is a great night.
This show's going off the rails.
The worst part is I'm live, so it's just sitting there. It's just sitting there. So it's gonna be just it's gonna form rock solid almost. Yeah. I'll say, you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say it's Georgia Southern JMU. I'm gonna say Georgia Southern JMU. Next up, how about this? First head coach to be hired out of these 4 names. Then who do you think out of the 4 will be the, like, chronologically as far as like the first date, the first hire?
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I like the last 2 are going to be tough because they're going to probably be in the college football playoff and they're going to be playing into it. Give me Biff Poggi, man. I think Biff Poggi's going to get another gig.
He should, man. What the fuck is Charlotte thinking? The guy was there like 2 years. You can't help his second year. What I think the top 3 quarterbacks on that roster got out for the year. It's like by week 4, like 4 or 5, you're like, yeah, this is going to be a rough year. Like it's not all coaching. Like that's just bad circumstances.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Orgeron.
Yeah. I don't know about Coach O.
GBS is going to say none. I raise you 1 higher, Dundee. Dude, Coastal Carolina needs to hire Orgeron or Poggi. That's the only 2 candidates.
Yeah.
If there's a third, there's a problem. Unless it's Mike Gundy. Unless it comes out of left field. All right. Next up, we got the game you want to see most out of these, man. Oregon at Penn State, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Ole Miss, Indiana, Iowa. What's the one you want to watch most, Mac?
I think I got to go Alabama, Georgia, just because of the history of that game.
Last year, that game was insane. Last year,
oh, that game was insane. The national championship has been insane. The SEC championship, that game's always insane. But so is LSU, Ole Miss. Yeah, give me Bama, Georgia. I mean, Penn State whiteout with Oregon come there is going to be rocking, and then Iowa gets another top 10 team, or top 10 teams come to die at Kinnick. So, yeah, this fucking week is loaded.
Yeah. Am I misspelling it?
Whatever you missed.
So I thought someone said misspelling. I don't know. I can't read. Can't write, can't read. I'm just a guy talking into a microphone.
Two retards.
Week 5 game. I keep fucking this up. What about these? Notre Dame at Arkansas, the Lou Holtz Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State at Washington, Arizona at Iowa State, or BYU at Colorado.
Ohio State at Washington. I want to see if Ohio State can win on the West Coast, man. It's hard. But I do want to see that environment down there in Fayetteville.
Yeah. You know what sucks? And I love Sam Pittman. I would never want to see him on, I would never want to see him fired. But it would be pretty fire if Bobby Petrino was taking on Notre Dame this week.
Oh yeah.
Like they already kind of shit the bed. If they should have done it, they should have done it with this week leading into it.
It would have been a get up spot.
Yeah. Oh man. All right, 2 more of these. Okay, in-state. I love in-state college football. Call me a sicko. I don't give a shit. To me, that's the blueprint of what the sport is. And we got 4 in-state battles in the group of 5. Eastern Michigan is in Mount Pleasant taking on Central. You got the Rio Grande rivalry, I believe. We were talking John Wayne movies pre-episode. So Rio Grande rivalry, not Rio Bravo rivalry, Rio Grande rivalry. You got the Flaming Libs in Old Dominion, and you got Bowling Green at Ohio, which is and power rank these because look, I'm a sucker for these in-state. Me and Patty C. I feel like we would target these games, man.
I'm gonna go Bowling Green, Ohio 1. And then I'll probably go to the Michigans. Chris Creighton gets a win, and
he's so out on Liberty because he's lost money 3 straight weeks on Liberty.
Fuck that. Did you see what the chat said? They're a 17-point underdog.
That's wild. Look, and I checked with my guys. Shout out to the Sea Red podcast. Those guys are Liberty grads, do a great show. They think he's fine. I feel like Rome is fucking burning. Yeah. He's just sitting in there. Yeah, everything's fine.
Well, they got the starting QB excuse now. Vasco being out. That line says Vasco's not going to play. So, but the New Mexico's is always chippy, even though it's a big spread.
I do like that's the pissing game. Diego Pavia pissed on their 50-yard line.
Well, and then
that's why we call him the pissing Pavia. And they had the murder in basketball where the assistant coach. Talk about a great recruiter. I mean, you come play for me. I will literally hide the pistol from the authorities. That's a fucking guy I want to play. That's where White Tiger needs to play basketball. Cause like, you know what I mean? Like that's guy's he really cares about you not getting into the wrong shit. But, that rivalry is great. You know what? I'll be honest. I think that's my number 1 just cause I love, yeah. ODU Liberty is exciting too. I mean, all 4 are fun. So, all right, your final one, pop quiz hot shot, land down under. Most likely to win the conference: the Houston Cougars, the Missouri Tigers, Michigan Wolverines, Virginia Cavaliers.
Oh, this is easy. Houston. It's the most wide open, and Missouri ain't winning the SEC.
I think Virginia. I think you're sleeping on Virginia because that schedule is light. And remember that loss to NC State was a non-con game.
Yeah, those 2 in the middle ain't winning it.
Yeah, I tend to think it's Houston or Virginia.
Yeah,
I think the Wahoos have an easier. Both have the. I have a future on Houston. I didn't take a future on Virginia, so I guess I'm full of shit. So give me Houston. Folks, that is our show. I appreciate you rocking with us for an hour and 45 minutes on this beautiful Monday night. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. The College Football Experience is on Twitter at TCE on SGPN. We got a weekday show we're doing tomorrow night. And guess what? If you guys are in Greenville, North Carolina, Dundee and Mac are going to be raiding Dowdy Ficklin Stadium. And I'll be honest, the fans might hate me, my own fans. If they are going cha-cha, you will be hearing my voice. If anyone out going out to that game, let us know. I'll buy you a round of beers. Also, we got some fire Friday night games. We're gonna be breaking down all of them this week. So tomorrow night, 9:00. Don't forget the pick show Wednesday night. Wednesday night, myself, Moneyline Max, CJ Sullivan, the Bet Detective. Thursday night, the FCS show, and Friday night, how about the newest show on the board, the DFS show with myself and the great Rob Donaldson. And we're looking to get some of our guests like Daquan, like Cannabis Capper on that show too, that have been fucking killing it for years watching us. We know they know their shit. So yeah, appreciate everyone tuning in, and yeah, be back tomorrow, same time. This is the College Football Experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Run and shoot.